school board member and education advocate who, oh yeah, by the way, just happened to hire Coach Pete Atkins in 1958. Dr. Sugerbaker was always expected to become a surgeon. He graduated in 1959 from Jefferson City High School, received his undergraduate degree from Wheaton College. Dr. Sugerbaker graduated from Cornell University Medical College in New York and then completed surgical training at Peter Bent Brigham Hospital, now known as Brigham and Women's Hospital in Boston. He received a master's degree in immunology at the Harvard School of Arts and Sciences in 1983 while working as a senior investigator at the National Institutes of Health in Bethesda, Maryland. After a brief stay in Atlanta at Emory Clinic, he then moved back to Washington, D.C. to become the medical director of the Washington Cancer Institute at the Washington Hospital Center. Currently, he is the director for the program in peritoneal surface oncology at the MedStar Washington Hospital Center. His current clinical and investigative work is directed at the abdominal spread of cancer, for which he has pioneered new surgical procedures. Dr. Sugerbaker is a strong critic of surgical tradition, and he believes major changes in the technology of cancer surgeries are necessary. His theme, "It's what the surgeon doesn't see that kills the patient," summarizes his concepts behind many of his publications in both peer-reviewed medical publications and the press. I'd like to read one example of the impact that Dr. Sugerbaker and his procedures have had on the lives of many. This article is taken from the Washington Post. It's titled, "Dr. Sugerbaker, Lifesaver." I read with great interest and remembrance the November 26th article, "Their Last Hope on His Table," about the controversial surgeries performed by Dr. Paul Sugerbaker. For me, there is no controversy. 20 years ago, my wife was diagnosed with fatal cancer. In contacting each of the main cancer centers in the United States, I was immediately referred to Dr. Sugerbaker, the leading expert on this disease. After consultation, Dr. Sugerbaker agreed to accept my wife as a patient. We had no illusions regarding the outcomes. We knew that any surgery was at best a holding action. Dr. Sugerbaker and his team at Washington Hospital Center spent 15 grueling hours in surgery, removing numerous tumors from my wife's peritoneal cavity. That surgery and the two that followed gave me, my wife, and my family an additional 7 years of her life, of which all but the last was of good quality. For us, there was no controversy, no doubt, only hope. Dr. Sugerbaker and his colleagues, with their heroic efforts, gave us all that we could have hoped for. I am eternally grateful. Signed, Eugene Silverman, Rockville, Maryland. Dr. Sugerbaker, you are truly the model for our distinguished alumni program, and we are honored to have you here with us this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in recognizing our 2013 Jefferson City High School Distinguished Alumni, Dr. Paul Sugerbaker.